Hey, welcome to Unstoppable Agents. This is a show where real estate agents come to build their business, build their wealth, and build a life of impact and significance. I am super excited today because I have got Steven Pugh from Central Florida. Steven, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Mr. White. Absolutely. My pleasure, Brian.
This is going to be a lot of fun. So how we got here is you earned the prestigious Icon Award from EXP this last May. Let me just start off with congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is 2 times, so hopefully more to come.
We call that a great start. We call that a great start. Like you said, many more to come.
Hopefully, yes, sir.
I'm super excited to learn more about you. So why don't we just dive right in? Tell me about your real estate story.
As you can see from my funny accent, I'm from New York. No, I'm joking. I get that all the time. My real estate story, I guess it didn't originate back in Wales, but originally I'm from Wales, right next to England in the UK. Relocated here at the age of 15, graduated high school, looked around for a year. My dad said, enough of that crap, go do something. And basically, I got my real estate license when I was 19, when I had a full head of hair, and got in with a small boutique brokerage about 30 minutes from where I lived, drove in and out of there every day. Great broker, very tight-knit brokerage. There's probably only 7 or 8 agents. So hands-on, a lot of support, learned a lot, and that was it. Been in residential real estate since then. So I'm only 24 now.
That's what real estate ages you. Real estate, that's the way real estate goes. It puts the years on you.
But yeah, no comment. So I've been in the business about, what's the math? 24 years, something like that. So yeah.
Right on. So that whole time, did you stay at the same boutique brokerage? Did you make a couple of stops? Kind of what's the story there?
So I did not. I spent about 5 years at that boutique brokerage. I did well, and then ego got the better of me, and I thought I was Jack the Lad, and I decided that in an epiphany that I was going to open my own brokerage, Brian. So I proceeded to do that. Obviously, things went well. I think at that time I opened 3. So obviously the build-up, 04, 05, 06, it was the same deal as it's been the last few years. You just stick a sign in the front yard and anybody could sell a house. But obviously the crash hit, struggled, built the business back up, was doing well. I'll try not to be too long-winded here, but I was doing well, and I realized there had to be a better way. It was tough running the brokerage, being in production, implementing training, implementing or paying for the right systems and tools. So I knew there had to be something more, and I looked around. A mentor friend of mine, somebody that I respect, joined. I don't know if we want to go down that road, but yeah, joined EXP. I don't want this to be all EXP related. You know what I mean? I want these agents to get value. Joined EXP, and I watched them long and hard for about 9 months, because I'm very distrusting, which I'm working on, and decided that it was for the betterment of the agents that I worked with, or that worked with me, that I knew their families, I built relationships with. It was not only better for them, but it was also better for my family to close that brokerage down and merge in, if you will, or move over to EXP.
Right on. So what I love about that is real estate is a relationship done right. Real estate's a relationship business, and that goes with your clients, but also with the other agents of the community. So with agents that work for you, agents that are on the other side of your deals, we're all better together if we build relationships. So that was obviously important to you, and it made a big difference for you. So it sounds like you had success out of the gate, at least relatively early, when you started at the small boutique and then building your own brokerage. How did you do that? So what did you do to build your business?
What did I do to build my business? I was, you know what I mean? I want to say back then at the beginning, did I have a disciplined schedule? Not every day's perfect now, but did I have the same schedule back then as I do now? Absolutely not. Yeah. I was relentless. Back then when I first started, this will give my age away, basically the printers, you know what I mean? It was the printing paper that would come out with the perforated edges. You'd have no pictures of houses. All you'd have is an address, a price, bedrooms and bathrooms, and that's it. There was no 3D virtual tour. There was no aerial imagery, nothing. No exterior photo. So basically, I would do road signs, long, short answer. I would do road signs, side of the road. I would door knock, do flyers, door hangers. I would do open houses constantly. I did a lot of business with HUD homes. And back then you had to go into a room every Friday, and a bunch of other realtors were there, and you basically, it was a lottery to see who got to do an open house on any given HUD home that weekend. So that was interesting. But yeah, it was back to basics. It was basics, what it is now, but it's time on task over time and being consistent. There is no secret sauce. There is no magic tool. There's no magic system. It'll work if you work it.
Yeah. And by the way, you find that that answer still works. So
Absolutely.
It'll work if you work it. There's no real shortcut. You can buy leads, sure. You can buy your way into certain things, but you still have to dial those leads over and over again. You still have to follow up 72 times. You still have to do the work to get anything to convert.
Exactly. And then what we're going back into now is it's very much a skills-based market again. So you need to, however uncomfortable it makes you feel, but you need to be scripted and role playing, in my opinion, daily, at least for 15, 20 minutes at a minimum. And then when you're doing that, scripting and dialogue is important. You got to internalize it. Write it out once a day for 30 days straight. Record yourself even. We've done that in the past. We don't record all our role play sessions. I still script and role play daily.
It's good.
I do it every day, 5 days a week. So I think it's important.
The basics, even smiling while you do it, right? So
Absolutely.
Just some of the people can feel it. They can feel the energy. They can feel if you're approaching them joyfully, coming from contribution, wanting to serve them, you're going to show up in a different way. And that's why you practice script. If you don't practice, you come across like a robot. You come across like it's a script. Whereas if you do practice, you can do it happily. You're not worried about it. You're just saying it and really calling them into the conversation. So I think that's terrific. So you were talking about effort-based business before. Where does your business come from today?
We built up the database. I got real intentional about five and a half years ago, and then coming on board with EXP, I've learned so much more. And when you think you're done, if you will, because you've always got to be coachable, learnable, teachable, it's database driven. So we built the database over the years. So it's referral and database driven. The ROI on database, as we know, should be around 10%. It could be higher if you're really hitting it on a high level. So we get about 10, maybe 9 to 10% out of the database.
Which is awesome. And then, by the way, the thing I always think about in terms of because we do the same thing. It's a database-driven business, back to relationships. Do you enjoy working with those people more?
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, because anybody you didn't want to work again, you chuck out of the database, right? You're like, well, we're gonna get send them stuff. But the folks that you enjoyed and you had a connection with and that you want to spend more time with, they're the ones that really pay dividends.
And it makes the job so much more pleasurable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love real estate, don't get me wrong. But there's always those people that we wish we hope to never work with again. So yes.
It happens.
Yeah. All right.
It happens. I do want to go back, and maybe it's the answer you've already given me, but if you had to give your new agent self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Wow. My new agent self, time on task over time and being consistent with anything that you try, and realizing that if you don't see a payoff in 3 weeks of doing something, you don't say, oh, now let me go try this because this didn't work. So that's all it is. Obviously, we have some tools. We have HomeBot, HomeBeat that we use on a constant drip through KV Core. So we'll send out auto text. We have AM cards that we use to hit on our past clients for birthdays. What do we do? And we're really, when we send stuff out like referral gifts, or God forbid, if somebody loses a loved one, or it's somebody we've done passing of a family member, somebody that we've done business with, we'll send out wind chimes with that person's name on it, deceased whoever passed. So we're thoughtful in our giving, and I don't know, we care about our people.
Wind chimes that's a unique and creative gift.
Yeah.
I think the idea of just paying attention, right? And more than anything, the fact that you cared. You or somebody on your team was watching to find out that, okay, a life event happened, and you want to show up like you care, whatever that looks like.
In whatever form, but as long as you show up, So definitely. So database is huge. Database and SOI. So that's what I would say. It's just time on task and consistency. And then the scripting to make you feel more confident, or to get you into that position.
That's good. And it's a double down sort of thing, right? Because time on task. Okay, the more time you practice your scripts and the more time you use them, the only way to get good at something is to be bad at something.
Yeah.
And you got to be bad at it. And the more times you do it, the faster you'll be less bad.
If you tell myself that about my dancing skills. That doesn't seem to change, Brian. No, good. I don't do it enough.
That's good. Are we going to see an example of that here in a second?
Absolutely not, sir.
So shifting gears a little bit. So do you have a team in the traditional sense now?
We do. I have the direct group, the downline, but I do have a small team. I'm selective about who we bring into the team. So it's just myself, 2 agents, an admin, and a TC right now. I may scale that in the future, but as of right now, that's it. Yeah.
So let's talk about that, because there are plenty of people who think, hey, I'm going to bring in anybody who can fog a mirror, and then successful people will be successful and the other ones will fail out. So why are you selective? Why is that important to you?
Just, you know what I mean? The kind of people that you want to be around, the kind of people that you want to be in business with is important to me. And then we've had some turnover, coach them up or coach them out. That's basically what we do. So I don't know, just trying to create that sense of culture. And it's difficult. It can be difficult. You know, people will sell 30, 40 homes a year and then decide that they want to build a team. And it's a little bit, tougher than it looks. And maybe it's not the right fit for that individual. So it's something you definitely need to look at closely.
And right, to talk a little bit about EXP, that's one of the benefits, because you can build a team without having the production responsibility on the team, right? So you can develop others, you can coach them, you can point them to tools and resources, but still allow those folks to run their own show and then be part of a group rather than actually directly working for you.
Yeah. When I first came over, people would speak about collaboration and this company but until you get here, it really is. It's really opened my eyes after 23, 24 years in this business of the way things could be. And I'm excited for the future. I genuinely am. So
I don't know about you. I came from a spot where, so number one, I was happy. And number two, they talk about collaboration and there's some, but I had no idea, because this idea that we're all owners and it doesn't even matter what size our piece of the pie is. The pie continues to get so much bigger that the thing gets bigger for all of us. So we can give it all away and it still continues to get bigger and better for everybody.
It's that abundant mindset, right? You know what I mean? Instead of scarcity, oh, this is my material, you're not seeing it, you can't have it. You know what I mean? A rising tide rises all ships. That's the way. Yeah. So that's what's exciting about this company. I guess new agents, I'm trying to think of anything else of value I can throw in there that would help a newer agent. But I guess I think it's just try not to be the statistic. You've got to plug away and you'll get there. But it's going to take some work to build it, especially in the beginning.
The way I always think of it, it shocks me every time, is real estate is such a contact sport. And I'll go through periods where, for whatever reason, I'll decide that, hey, I'm not going to lead generate in the same way. Maybe I get tired, maybe I get fat and happy, whatever it is. And it's amazing. As soon as I pick up the phone, it's shocking how business falls out the other side. As soon as you get back out and network and spend time in the community and you get back to the fundamentals, it is a contact sport. The more contacts you make, the better your business is.
Yeah. It's building a muscle, but it's just getting some people, you know what I mean? It's getting them into action. It's analysis paralysis. I think for some people, they overthink it. You just, however ugly it may look in the beginning, just get into action. It's as easy as that. It doesn't need to be any more complicated. And once you do, and you do it consistently, when you don't do it, like we just came back, we were on a 10-day vacation. This is my first day back. And then I lead gen from 9:30 to 12:30. I try to do it 5 days a week. But after I was done today, I was like, yes, who does that? There's going to be something wrong with me, right? But it was good to be back and back in the seat, because I legitimately missed it, because that's part of my schedule. I'm disciplined. That's my habit. And not every day is perfect. I'm not saying that. There's days where I may only do an hour, but it's just something that's built in, and it's definitely a prerequisite to success in this business.
And I could tell from this conversation with you, I could tell from your demeanor and the way you carry yourself that you believe you can help people, right? So you get on the phone with the other side of it, and you're not talking anybody into it. Like, you're not convincing anybody to sell. You're actually just convincing them to do it with you. And if they do, then you're going to take great care of them. They're going to have a better experience. They're probably going to make more money, but certainly things are going to work out more favorably for them. Right? The timing is going to work, the negotiation is going to work, all of the details are. So you can do that joyfully because you believe it.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite lines. It's my job is not to bug you, it's to help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'll tell people. That's what I'm here for.
I just want to ask you one more thing, because we are celebrating your Icon Award, your second one, in fact. So again, congratulations. What does being an icon mean to you?
The hit? What? That's a weighted question, Brian. Talk about putting me on the spot. What does it mean to me? I feel honored. It's, what's the stat on it? It's less than 6%, isn't it?
It's
right.
It's maybe less than 5. Yeah. It's supposed to be around 2 to 3.
So I feel honored. I also feel like if I can get others to come with me, at least within my organization or people that I meet within the company, if we can ideally raise that number, it's such a, when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's a low number, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
And if I can do it, bloody anybody can do it. So yeah, it's an honor. I'm thankful. And if we can help more and more agents reach that status, then that's what would be good. So.
That's awesome. Steven, it's a pleasure talking to you. I can tell that you enjoy helping others, where it's helping agents be more productive or helping our clients achieve their goals. So thanks for joining me today and for a great conversation.
Absolutely, Brian. It was my pleasure. And thank you for having me, and thank you for reaching out.
And if anybody wants to reach Steven, we're going to drop his contact information and how you can reach him into the description. So please do that.
Absolutely. Keep going, everybody. Thank you, Brian.